Okay, are you ready for week 2? This one I'm calling Respect Your Time, because here's the deal. Your time is finite. You have 24 hours in a day. Every single person has 24 hours in a day. So time is real and time is finite. The other thing that's true is that the tasks you have, the things that you have to do each day, are also real and they take a real amount of time. There's no sense, even if you're feeling great and you're having a great high energy day, there's no sense to put 25 things on your task list. Because every single thing on your task list, everything you maybe got out of your head, as we were talking about that last week, get out of your head, every single thing on your list takes a real amount of time. And so you have to respect the fact that time is finite and the things that you need to do take a real amount of time. You can't write 60 emails in 60 minutes. I mean, maybe you can, and that's impressive, but you can't do everything that's in your mind to do in one sitting. That's just not reality. So you have to respect your time and figure out what things need to be prioritized. What things can you actually accomplish today? What things are for tomorrow? What things can be put off till next week? But what things do you want to put off till next week that actually need to be prioritized and put into your calendar today? So when you respect your time, you plan accordingly. You understand, you know what, this is going to be a difficult email that I have to write. And so I really need to give myself 20 minutes to write it and to edit it and to think about it carefully. You need to set those limits. You need to say, okay, I have chores to do on Saturday. I'm going to put those things in a 2-hour time block. I'm going to set a limit. I'm going to get those things done. And I'm not going to let those tasks linger on and on and on. I'm going to be free. I'm going to set my limit. I'm going to respect that these things take probably about this much time. I'm going to get it done. And then I'm going to let myself be free of that activity or that task or whatever it is on my list. And that's how you not only respect the time that you have, but you release so much stress from your life. You release so much anxiety, that cloudy spaghetti brain I talked about last week that just has so many lingering things. When you get those things out of your head and then respect that each one of those things takes an actual amount of time, it's really, really powerful exercise. How long is it going to take you to, organize that closet? How long is it going to take you to make dinner and clean it up? How long is it going to take you to respond to that person or to help your child with their homework or whatever the things are that you have to do? Respect that time and plan accordingly. That's a really, really powerful thing. Don't overestimate or underestimate what you can do. Really figure out how much time things take and give yourself the appropriate amount of time for that. There's a story in the beginning of the book of Daniel that I love, and it talks about how Daniel was given a seemingly impossible task by the king. And the consequences of him getting it wrong would literally be his death and the death of many other people. And so he really needed to get it right. And as he's standing there in the pressure cooker of that moment, the tyranny of the urgent, of needing to respond to this thing that the king had asked him to do, his response was to, Scripture says, ask for time. He asked for time. He realized this was not the moment to respond. He was going to need to carve out a real amount of time to deal with what was being asked of him. And so that's what he did. He needed a real amount of time to go to the Lord in prayer. And he came back to the king and answered him. And he saved his life and the life of many others because of it. And I just always think about this principle. Sometimes we just need to ask for time. In other words, we need to respect that some things take a certain amount of time. We need to understand that there is time to take things to the Lord. There's time to not just deal with what's like being pressed upon us, but to say, I'm going to put this in my life, in my calendar, in my prayer time, at a specific time in a specific place and respond to it how the Lord want me to respond. And that's okay to do that. I love that story from Daniel. So last week we got it out of our heads. This week, respect that those things take time and that your time is finite and you can bring all of these things to the Lord and ask Him to help you to figure out exactly what to put on each day and how much time they're going to take so that you can accomplish the things that He's calling you to accomplish every day, and nothing more and nothing less. So respect your time.